DC Empowering Children Surviving Sexual Abuse Conference number 29 on Saturday, November 7th, 2015. I was a part of the committee of putting the event together along with the founder, Dr. Deborah Chambers, and my girl Tanya. She was also one of the keynote speakers. So, this is just a couple of pictures of how the event went down and how I looked for the event. So this event, like I said, was the Child Sexual Abuse Conference. We were highlighting the importance of surviving and coming out and finding your truth within being abused. Because I know sexual abuse is such a taboo topic, especially in the Black community. And this conference is held annually by Dr. Debbie Chambers, and she invites a couple of speakers like Adine Lattimore is a RN for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. She works for the state when it comes to sexual abuse. She's the one who does the rape kits and also documentation when it comes to a person coming in under the age of 18 who have been sexually abused. So she's talking about what the state provides, what are the resources for people who have been sexually abused, and also how the process in the rape kit goes. Massachusetts is one of the few states that actually has a child rape kit. She makes sure that when the children do come into her office that they feel safe and the process isn't invasive, and she explains everything that's going on so they're in the know about their body and the procedure. I want you guys to take time to actually read these portraits. These are from victims of sexual abuse, and these are a picture of their eyes and a little brief summary of what they went through. So it's not a lot, it's just a couple of sentences. Dr. Deborah Chambers herself has an extraordinary story of surviving and dealing with childhood sexual abuse, not only just abuse in itself, but being a survivor of sexual abuse within her family and the ups and downs of coming into your truth and healing. A couple of people in the audience, them too, have been victims and survivors of sexual abuse. The majority of the audience members were female. but it was welcoming to everybody who wanted to come. It was a free event. Also, with the event, there were a couple of people who were speaking about traveling and how this traveling agency incorporates funds to donate to children who have been sexually abused. You can check that video out in my channel. I had uploaded that a couple of days prior. Right here is Tanya and I being honored by Debbie, DC Empowering Children. She is giving us accolades for our hard work in coming into the organization and helping her organize the events, but also trying to expand and reach higher heights within the organization, with Tanya in her master's in marketing and me with my psychology degree, Tanya dropping her book, and with me dropping my book in 2016, Memoirs of a Forgotten Child. So check that out when that drops. Right here is Bob Curley. I'm not sure if you guys know who Bob Curley is, but Bob Curley is the father of Jeffrey Curley, whose son 20 years ago was abducted by his neighbors. They stole his bike and promised him a new bike, and they were just trying to lure him and trying to sexually abuse him. They end up murdering him, molesting his corpse, and then dumping him in a river in Maine. So since that had happened to his son, he has been on a public forefront in speaking about sexual abuse, childhood sexual abuse. I was able to pull Bob Curley to the side to speak to him because I did mention his son in my book, and I wanted to connect with him and have a little dialogue and keep in contact. Right here is Dr. Omar Reed. He also works for the state, and he goes in and talks with the church and the black community about sexual abuse. Like I said, sexual abuse in itself is a taboo topic, and then to add child sexual abuse, that's damn near unspoken. And then on top of that, to add black community, it's silent. So he goes out and breaks the taboo and tries to empower victims so they can become overcomers. Right here is my girl Tanya. She is, like I said, a keynote speaker and a co host of the event. She came with her books that she had finally got together and has the hard copy. So she was selling that at the event and speaking about her own experience as a survivor. And she's also a rape crisis counselor in the Boston area. And she was letting people know, especially survivors in the audience, that you don't have to carry the burden of shame and guilt and blame. That is not your burden to carry, and you too can become a survivor and eventually become an overcomer. That this experience that was forced upon you does not determine your destiny, does not make you who you are today. Right here is Chef Jada Bone. She is a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. She was very powerful when she was speaking. She wanted to speak in her truth and shed light upon what happened to her, but also be the torch for other women or other people who had experienced sexual abuse. She was very candid and very open about her experience. She's also, like I said, a chef, and she brought a couple of goodies for us to munch on after the event. So you guys should check out her. I will probably add her information in this video. Right here are all the speakers on the stage at once taking a photo op. We are celebrating and embracing and empowering one another, but showing that we are all survivors, we are all overcomers, we are all healers, and we're here to show the world that you can be traumatized and come out fighting and standing, and this will not be your end all be all. And excuse me, I was a little bloated. I was on my monthly. And these desserts right here were made by Chef Jada. Her delicious desserts. I will, like I said, link that information in the video below. Also, I took a couple of portraits and pictures and just information and resources that are available to people in the Massachusetts area who have been or know someone who has been sexually abused. Yes, this event was for people who have experienced childhood sexual abuse, but just any type of abuse, we had information. And if you do need information, let me know, and I'll try my best to find it out to you. And then forwarded over to you. Here is my girl Tanya with her books, and she's a whiz at this marketing stuff. So you could see that she had everything prepared, from her flyers to her books. She was signing and doing photos with people who purchased her book. There was a lot of love and support from her family members and her friends. So I took a couple of pictures of that. If you want to purchase a book, which I recommend you should, I will link that information in this video, and I'll also make sure to link that information in the description box. So please support. Overall, the event went spectacular. It was a great show out. A lot of emotions, a lot of support. Like I said, a lot of love, a lot of appreciation, a lot of respect. It was a great event. I can't wait until the 30th, and I'm thankful for everybody who showed out and came and supported. I'm thankful for everybody who helped get this together. On stage, I was talking about how I came to know about DC empowerment, and how Tanya and I had gone through wonderful journeys, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of news with becoming self published authors, talking about such a taboo but very empowering topic as childhood sexual abuse. And we feel as if we are pioneers in discussing this topic, specifically within the black community, because, like I stated before, it's a taboo, and she's exposing all what we would consider skeletons in her closet, and she's doing it with a brave face. This is a banner of surviving sexual abuse, and like the banner says, tell the truth, tell your truth. You should never feel the need to live with this burden as if it's your fault, because it's never your fault. You are never to blame for someone else's actions. And I left a little message at the end of the video. I do these things often, things that come from my head, and I document that. So take a look and tell me what you think. If you liked this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, share. You can find me in all things social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So follow me and be blessed. And I am out.